In this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can transform a dollar store placemat and dollar store lace into this gorgeous gift that would be perfect for just about anyone. So it's inexpensive and lots of fun. But first, my intro. So I'm working on my Brother Dream Machine 2, also known as McDreamy, and I have the placemat and cutaway backing hooped. And what I did for this one, because McDreamy has all the bells and whistles, I scanned the placemat and then I moved the design so it fit perfectly in the center, and that's something really cool that you can do. So remember to digitize or set up your design that it stitches from the inside to the outside, so you don't have any push-pull compensation making, the center bump up a little bit. You don't want that. And looking at this design, I wonder if any of you guys recognize it. Yep, there it is. There it is. That is from my cool sweatshirt that I made. And the design is from Anita Good Design. And I really like the design, so I thought, hey, I'm going to use that. And it's really clever how to do it. You can, in just about any software, you can take one element of the design and you can multiply it in different ways. Now, I'm doing a circle placemat, so I thought if I do a design in a circle, that it would look really good on the placemat. And it does, for sure, it does. So here in Wilcom E4, I really like it because you can see the different ways you can turn it and multiply it. And look, you come up with different designs every time you try. And I thought that is fantastic, and it was so much fun to figure out. This is the one I ended up using because I liked it the best. It seemed kind of swirly and around, and I just really thought it would be fun. After I do all this, of course, I color sort it so you don't have tons and tons of color changes on it. So all you have to do is multiply around a circle, make sure it fits into the hoop. Now remember, these are stitch files, so you don't want to be resizing anything, but you can play around with placement. Now PE Design 11, just to show you another example, you can do the same thing. It is a little bit different, of course. Sometimes in the software it's called Carousel. Look at that one. That one's completely different too. I kind of like that one. That would have been really nice on the placemat as well. And you can, by simply adjusting or moving or rotating the original design, you can come up with entirely new designs that will look absolutely fantastic. And it's really amazing what you can come up with just a little bit of playing around. So this one I kind of liked. I thought it would be okay. I only have 3 duplicates in there, but you know what? That looks fine like that. I really like it. That gives a nice swirly effect as well. Now, if you go into Hatch, it's basically the same thing, that you select it, you select the tool to multiply, you can rotate it, you can move it around, and you can come up with different placements, different number of repeats in the design and move them around. Yeah, and you can come up with something really cool. So I encourage everyone to get playing in their software, and you'll be surprised that you can come up with new designs just with one element, and you can create the element yourself and multiply it. It's really pretty, and I love how it turned out. So back to the machine, we started stitching, and I picked really bright colors. I thought the background of the green looked really good, and I wanted something bright that would look great on it. And of course, I love the pink as well. It looks really nice. Now, you have to be careful what type of designs that you're picking to stitch on this. It would have to be, I did the dinosaur one with applique. That one worked perfectly. An outline one might look a little bit strange because the heavy ridges on the placemat. So you want something that's kind of, thicker and with satin stitches look very nice. I'll show you that in a minute. And make sure there's enough underlay on it. Now, I didn't adjust these designs at all. They're perfect the way they are. And they stitched beautifully on this placemat, but you do have to keep it in mind. Now, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I didn't start in the middle. I'm not really sure what happened or why I didn't. I know I set it up that way, but I'm guessing I didn't save it. I would suggest that you start with, for me, it was the initials in the middle, stitch that, and then stitch the green, and then stitch the other colors. So the pink looks really nice. This is the light pink. It looks really nice, and it really stands out on the placemat because they are longer satin stitches. So they cover up the ridges on the placemat really well, and you'll be able to see the difference in a minute between the initials and the flowers and how good they look. Because we got the placemats at the dollar store, and it was literally, I think, $1.25 or $1.50, you can buy some extra ones and experiment and make sure that the designs look really good on it. But you can see the leaves and the tops of the flowers, they really stand up. You can't see the placemat behind it, and it looks great. Now this is stitching out. I've stitched out all of the flowers, and now we're doing the center of the flowers, and they are the same, you know, split satin stitches, so it makes it look even better because they are standing up. Now some of the flowers you can see a little bit of ridging going on, but I think that just adds to the effect. It still looks absolutely gorgeous. For this design, because I didn't do it in the right order, it's going to stitch out the initials last. Normally, I would suggest you stitch them first. Now, these initials are from Schuler Studio, and they're beautiful. And I learned a few things with this. Now, it's fill stitch for the first one, and it looks kind of cool. It almost looks like a programmed fill because of the ridges. I was a little worried that it wouldn't look good, but I'm pretty happy with it. It's got a nice underlay on it, and it looks really good, and you can still see it. Satin stitches might have been, at the proper angle, might have been a better choice, but I was pretty happy at how it turned out, and it kind of looks neat because of the ridges. But I did learn the second letter, I had a more sparse fill on it, and of course it didn't have a whole lot of underlay because it's a motif fill, and you'll see in a second how that looks, and it's not quite the same effect. So I'm gonna say don't do anything with, you know, light stitching on a placemat like this. It kind of gets lost in the placemat, if you can say that. I think the underlay and longer satin stitches at the right angle would definitely look the best. So here you can see that it's okay. I'm okay with it, and there's not any bumps, but you can see that the initial S there doesn't stand out as much as I'd like, and it's kind of a little bit hard to read, but it's good to know, you know, kind of an experiment. So once all of your elements stitch out and they are in the correct order, it is going to be time to embellish your placemat. And I thought, what can I do with this? What do I have? And I looked, and we had that beautiful lace ribbon, and I thought, originally I was gonna put it around the outside, but you know, it wasn't quite long enough for that, so I had to improvise and come up with something that looked good with what we had from the dollar store. So there's the lace, and I just pinned it on, and you have to fold it a little bit so it goes around properly and looks good, and pick a thread that's close to the lace that you're stitching on and sew it on. And I came up with really cute ideas on it. And I had, of course, because it's not long enough, I had this little space, and my freestanding lace dachshund just happens to look absolutely perfect in there. So use what you have for embellishments, and you can do embroidery on a budget with a little bit of thought and creativity and time. You can come up with something really gorgeous from your dollar store purchases. And you know, it's really fun, and I really like it. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys really like this video, and I hope you guys will get more creative with your dollar store finds. I'll see you guys in the next video.